Remember, the Commanders went from having one of the most formidable fronts in the NFL just a few years ago with Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, to having one of those players still on the roster. One. Um, and now, what their line looks like is much less formidable. Dorrance Armstrong played his first season in Washington last year, and he was good. I mean, he was good, but he was no Montez Sweat. He wasn't Jonathan Allen. And so he's going to need a defensive end on the other side, like you mentioned, like Trey Hendrickson or something. To help him, they tried to bring in another defensive end. They signed former New England Patriot defensive end Deatrich Wise. I like Wise. Wise is a solid player, but he's going to be 31 before the season even starts, I think this July. And he's definitely much better against the run. He's no pass rushing beast. And so you're pairing two guys who average 4, 5, 6 sacks a year on each side, and it's nothing like what you want from a strong front. Jerzon Newton was an incredible draft pick from last year, the defensive tackle. He made a lot of big plays, but he's mostly an inside stuffer. He's not the greatest pass rusher ever. And he's definitely a rotational player, at least at this point in his career. Obviously, Daron Payne, their 3 tech. I think he's their best pass rusher on the roster. And that's not saying much when he's a 3 tech. The one wild card for me, I believe, could be former first round New Orleans Saint Peyton Turner. He never really panned out as a toolsy Dennis Allen selection in 2021. But he's got a lot of standout traits. He was rotational for most of New Orleans, and also New Orleans was just bad, frankly. And so if he gets a chance to get some snaps here in Dan Quinn's defense, I think he could be a wild card. He could definitely turn into a very good pass rusher. I'm not banking on it, but he is a wild card because, like I said, he's a former first rounder. He's got a lot of tools in his chest. It's maybe he's not the most technically sound edge rusher, but that's something that can be learned. So if he gets the opportunity here, he could be something.